What's up, YouTube? It's Juice Beats, back with another race on ZWIFT. This is the Tour of Watopia Stage 1, the shorter ride on the Two Bridges loop. And we're starting out fast here, pushing down the watts. I guess this is not technically a race, it's supposed to be more of a group ride, but everyone kind of races it. So here I am racing it. And what I want to do is put enough watts out so that I'm with the front group from the beginning, because if you fall back in the race or in the group ride, you're going to be basically held back. So here I am out at the first place for some reason. I guess I'm putting out enough watts to do that. So I did this stage a few weeks ago, so I'm just kind of going through and having to remind myself of what I did in this race here. But I'm pretty sure I stayed with the front group the entire time in this race. This one's fairly short. I think it's only about 9 miles or so. I averaged a little over 300 watts for the entire race, which is just under my FTP. I think my FTP right now is somewhere between 330 and 360 maybe. The last test I did, I got 332, but I was a little tired that day and really wasn't up to doing a test. My last race that I did, though, according to my Strava account, I averaged 400 watts during that race. So, yeah, I definitely think my FTP is higher than what I got the last time I did the ramp test. Here you can see I'm falling behind just a little bit. Went, 17th, 18th place, but I'm hanging on to the back of this front group. And that's all you really want to do in these races or group rides. You just kind of want to hang on with that front group as long as you can. And if you can, there's a possibility that there's a sprint at the end. So I started this race, I believe, if I remember correctly, I really just wanted to jump on ZWIFT and get a workout in, and I saw that this was available, so this was kind of a last minute thing that I wanted to jump into and just get a little bit of a workout in. I wasn't doing any training or anything that day, so this was mainly just to get a ride in. And I ended up doing this race and the tow stage 2 as well, like back to back, just to get some miles in that day. So I'll be putting that video out soon too. And I'm really not pushing that many watts at this point. I mean, I'm dropping back down into the low 200s at some points, but there are some surges and things, so I'm going over 400, but I really, if I remember correctly, not really feeling like I was pushing all that much at this point. Like, it settled down pretty easily, I guess, once we got out of the start gate and everything and started to kind of settle down throughout the ride. And it looks like we got a few more people joining the bunch here. Gotta close the gap, punch it a little bit more just to get back on the back wheel here, and then I'm back in the draft. So I've noticed, I've been on a few group rides lately, and I've noticed I've been able to, we've been doing some pretty fast group rides, averaging over 21 miles an hour for the entire ride, but definitely in parts we're doing race pace. but I've been noticing I've been able to keep up and even lead the group at points. So I've definitely been getting stronger outside. And then also I've noticed that I'm able to, we do kind of a pace line when we do our group rides. So in the pace line, I'm going through a few times, whatever, or however long it is that we're doing the pace line, I'm able to kind of fall off the back just a little bit just to catch my breath and then jump right back in sometimes. So usually towards the end of the group ride when everyone's tired and there's a few people still going through the pace line, that's usually the time where I'll kind of fall off the back just a little bit, wait a few beats, give me like 15-20 seconds, and then I'll jump right back in and go. And kind of a little a little refresher for me, just catch my breath. And it's really, I think it's going to help with outdoor races, just staying in the draft there with those guys and then being able to punch it when I need to. Here we are going up this hill, and definitely got to hit that feather. That feather's a big help on those hills. As you can see, I fell behind just a little bit here. Put a few more watts in there, and let's see. I think I catch on with these guys right here, and then we end up catching the group. I love getting up to speed at this point and being able to do the super tuck. It gives you a little bit of a rest. I think it's like 35 or 36 miles an hour where you can do the super tuck. I thought I remembered we caught up to him, but I guess not. Not on this race. Maybe that was a different one. Now we got a little group together, working together, drafting off each other here. Cruising along for a little bit. So every time we go up that hill, it always gets me in trouble because the little guys always pull away at that point. I remember the end of this. Okay. So I had my phone out and it was sitting up on my quad lock right in front of me. And towards the end of this race, I was going to hit my arrow and do a sprint against this guy. But what happened was sweat hit my screen. It decided to pop something up on the screen. I couldn't get rid of it, and I had no time to wipe it off, and nothing was working at the time. And before I knew it, I had crossed the finish line. So I never really got to sprint really in this ride, and never got to use the aero boost. So that's kind of how that ride ended there. But I think I still ended up 21st, 22nd. Yeah, I think I ended up 22nd in the race because of it. But I mean, 22nd out of 210 riders, it looks like, is not too bad. And I got mad at that one, so I ended up doing the toe stage 2 right after, and knocked that one out too. So I will be posting that one pretty soon. But wanted to get this one up and just show you guys a little bit of the toe stage 1, the shorter ride through Watopia.